my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new monthly reset. So I actually have already filmed this and I edited it and I downloaded it so that I could upload it to YouTube, and somehow the footage got corrupted and even like my raw footage of it is messed up. So here I am again. So hopefully this time it works. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna upload whatever I have, and it's just like my voice, you can hear my voice, but my lips moving doesn't match up with what you're hearing. It's like a second delayed or something. It's just really annoying to watch. So here I am again. So I'm just going to talk about all of my reading plans for April. So I'm coming off of Realmathon, which was the month-long readathon that I helped co-host. So I have vlogs and stuff up for that. But I read a lot of books for that and I'm pretty happy about that, because in February I didn't read a single book. So I was able to read lots and lots of books in March. But now, looking at all of the books that I want to read in April, it's still maybe a bit ambitious. There's so many books that I am so excited about. There's books here, there's buddy reads, and then there's also some new releases coming out in April. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into all of the books that I want to try to read in April. So first up, we have A Grave Robbery by Deanna Raybourn. This is the newest installment in the Veronica Speedwell mystery series, which is one of my favorite series of all time. I cannot wait to get to this installment of it. I love Veronica and Stoker so much, and these books bring me so much happiness, and I'm just really excited to read it. I don't have the physical copy of it because it only comes out in hardcover, and I have the rest of the series in paperback. So I do have the audio, that's how I'll be listening to it. But yeah, I'm just so excited to get to that one. It came out in the middle of March and I was dying to read it, but it doesn't fulfill a lot of the prompts for Realmathon, and I'm really competitive, so I wanted to try to get as many points as possible. So I kept putting it off, and I'm just really ready to pick it up. Another book that I wasn't able to get to in March was Empire of the Damned by Jay Kristoff. This is the second book, the first one being Empire of the Vampire, which I just recently reread and absolutely love that book so much. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and I've been waiting for this sequel for years now, and I'm so happy to finally have it. So I can't wait to get to this one. I just finished my reread yesterday, and so I'm dying to jump into this one. So I can't wait to see what is going to happen, because Empire of the Vampire is just so good. I just love Jay Kristoff's writing, so can't wait to get to this one. Then I have a couple fan fiction buddy reads. So I do have the physical copies of these because my good friend Mel from Mel Binds Fics binds them for me, because we're in a book club where we read different fics every month or every other month, and then she binds us these copies so that we can annotate in them as we read. We have a Discord where we discuss everything, so you can read these for free on AO3. But the first one I'm going to talk about is Measure of a Man by In a Daze 22. So this is a Dramini fanfic. I don't know like a ton about it, but I don't really need to. I know it's Dramini, so that's all I need to know. So this is a 3-volume fic though, because of how chunky it is. So this is just the first volume. I have the second and third volume right here as well. So as you can see, it's really long. So I think we're not like doing our big discussion of this until maybe the end of May or even in June. So I do have time to read these. I just don't want to fall behind because it's 3 volumes. So I'm definitely going to be reading the first volume in April. So I've got that buddy read. And then the next fanfic is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm still excited about it, and that is Chasing the Sun by Lotan. So this is a Snape fanfic. It's Snape and Hermione, which is what makes me nervous about it, because I'm a Dramini girl till I die. Like, I don't really ship Hermione with anybody else, so I'm very curious to see how I feel about this, but I do know that Mel absolutely loves these, and the cover is so pretty. You can find them on Instagram. But yeah, this is again a 2-volume fic because it's pretty chunky. So I do think that our discussion for this is sooner than Measure of a Man. So I'm going to try to get to both volumes in April. I feel like once I start these fics, I'm not going to want to stop. So I'll just binge them. Then I also have another buddy read, and that is Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rorick. So this is a fantasy romance. It's pretty much all I know is that it's a fantasy romance, but I've heard some really good things about it. But if you didn't know, April is my first month of my Patreon, The House of Wind. So we have this Discord going, and we were talking about different books and stuff, and this book got brought up, and so a few of us decided that we were just gonna buddy read it. And so I'm gonna read this with some of my friends and some of my patrons in the month of April. I'm really excited about it because I've heard a lot of great things. So if you wanted to join in that buddy read, or you wanted to join my Patreon, I'll leave that all linked down below. If you want to see extra videos from me, monthly reading sprints, and to be a part of that Discord, all of that will be linked down below if you want to join. Now I have a couple books that I had planned to get to in March, but I just didn't get to them, and that is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This was Lachlan's Patreon book club pick, and I just didn't have a chance to get to it. I'm also really nervous to pick this one up because I know it's a megaverse and that's not really my thing, but I do want to get to it. It's a vampire werewolf romance, so, and I love Ali Hazelwood, so I do want to get to it finally, so I'm adding it to the list. And then also Emily Wilde's Map to the Other Lands by Heather Fawcett. This is the second book. The first one is Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, which I read last year and absolutely loved. I really like the two main characters. I think that once I read A Grave Robbery and get in like that historical vibe, then I'm going to want to pick this one up because this is like magical historical, and I really liked the first one. So I'm excited to see how this one goes for me, so adding that to my TBR as well. All right, and now we get to all of the new releases. So first of all, the new release that I'm going to talk about, I have to do a reread first of the first book, and that is A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. So the second book, A Promise of Peridot, comes out sometime this month. I can't remember the day that it comes out, but I read this last year and I gave it 5 stars and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite fantasy romances, so I want to reread it so the story is still fresh in my head. I remember most of what happened, but I really like going in fresh off of a reread, so I'm going to try to reread this one before this one gets released, and then I'd love to read this one as well. My stack is getting pretty high here though, so we'll see. And then 4 of my favorite romance authors are releasing books this month. So Abby Jimenez is releasing a book right away at the beginning. It's called Just for the Summer, and her 2 most recent releases are 2 of my favorite romances of all time. So I'm highly anticipating this one and I want to pick it up right away. Emily Henry, who is my favorite adult romance author, she's releasing a book later in the month. I think it comes out maybe the 23rd, called Funny Story. I've given every single one of her romances 5 stars, so I'd love to keep that going. I hope it's just as good as all the others. I always get nervous when a new release comes out because I'm like, what if I don't love it as much? And then I always end up loving it just as much as all the other ones. So I'm very excited for this one. Elsie Silver is releasing a new series. So the first book in her new series is called Wild Love. This is the Rose Hill series, I think it's called. So it's another kind of cowboy romance. I absolutely loved the Chestnut Springs series. Heartless is one of my favorite books of all time. So yeah, I've been highly anticipating this one as well. Again, I can't remember what day it comes out on, but I know it comes out this month and I'm really excited for it. And then Penelope Douglas is also releasing a new book. There's a series called the Bully series, I think it's called the Fall Away series. The first book is Bully. So that series, this is a spin-off series following the couples from the original series, children. So they're all grown up, they've all had kids, their kids are all grown up, and now it's their romances. So the first book was Falls Boys. The second book is called Pirate Girls, so I've been waiting for this one for a little while now and I'm really excited about it. So lots of new releases, lots of stuff that I need to get to. Yeah, it's maybe a bit ambitious, but I'm excited about it, so hopefully I can get to all of these. If I get to every single one of these books that I've mentioned, I will be a happy camper. Okay, so now we are going to cut to my footage of me planning for the month of April. So I decided last month that I was going to plan the whole month, like all the weeks in the month, rather than just like the monthly spread and the first week of the month. And I really enjoyed that. So I did the same thing for April. I planned my monthly spread and then all of the weeks in April. So we'll go cut to that B-roll and I'll be back here to wrap up the vlog when we're all done. so there you have it. That is my April reset. I've got quite the ambitious stack of reading plans, but I'm very, very excited about all of them. Also, it's the first month of my Patreon, so I'll have reading sprints throughout the month. I've got 2 reading sprints planned. I've got exclusive videos planned on there and posts and photos and all of that good stuff. So I'm really excited about that. Again, if you would like to join us at the House of Wind, I will leave all of that information down in the description down below. And yeah, I hope that it's just a really good reading month for all of us. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!